Hey, Kathy! Whoa, I was really blown away today. What was that at the office this morning? Is it true you getting married? And to that guy? Boy, oh boy, do I envy you or what?
Hello, Laura. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought it'd be better to announce it to everyone first thing in the morning. You know how these rumors spread.
Yeah, I know, but really, congratulations! Wow, really good news. I bet a lot of the girls are super envious.
Thank you so much.
But what I was really floored by is your guy's qualifications. He's our company client. And what's more, he's the next in line to be president. You really lucked out, Kathy.
Yeah, right.
And I took a look at his photo. Phew, what a hunk. What trick did you use to snag that heartthrob? My God.
Well, not sure I lucked out. I guess so, but truth is, we went to high school together. I've known him for a while. Actually, we dated off and on since then.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, so it wasn't as though I snagged him or anything like that. Back then, there was no talk of him taking over the company. He wasn't even sure he wanted to. It was only about a year ago that this topic was raised. Actually, we were both pretty shocked to hear it.
Oh, yeah. So, even if he wasn't slated to take over from his father, would you still have married him?
Yeah, I suppose so. I started dating him because I enjoyed his company and we basically had the same interest.
That's pretty interesting. So, you would still have married him even if he was a low-paid office worker or a clerk or something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I suppose so. I probably would have married him even in such a case.
Is that so?
Whatever the situation, I felt I should support him the best I could. That's how I feel.
I see. Okay, I get what you're saying. So, this weekend, do you plan on going on a date with him?
No. Unfortunately, he works on the weekend. At least for now. Preparations for taking over the company. Lot to learn, I guess.
Oh, too bad. I'm sorry, I just remembered I got an appointment soon. Alright then, I'll see you on Monday at the office. See ya!
Yeah, okay. See you on Monday.
Hey, Kathy, you got a second?
Oh, hello, Laura. What's up? Today's a day off. Can I help you with something?
Yup, today's a holiday. So I'm on a date with my boyfriend.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Nice day for a date, that's for sure.
This date? I just started seeing this guy like 2 hours ago. And guess what? We already did the, you know what? This really cements our bond.
Right. Kind of early in the day, wouldn't you say?
Kinda surprised, huh?
Yeah, you could say that again.
Well, that's not all. You're gonna be even more surprised after I tell you this.
Really? Wonder what it could be about. I'd rather not hear the details of your, you know what.
But you do want to know, right? I bet you do.
Sounds like I'm going to hear what you have to say even if I want to or not, lol.
Yeah, do I sound so obvious? Okay then, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
The guy I'm with, he's the son of this company president. Pretty big company too.
Oh yeah? That's great.
And about this guy, you know him pretty well.
Really? Who could that be?
Guess who it is?
Let's see. If it's someone I know, well, there's only two people that come to mind.
Oh, so you know two guys, huh?
Yes, well.
No doubt it's one of those guys, lol.
So that means no way. It's not David, is it?
Bingo! You hit it right on the nail. Congratulations!
Huh? Are you totally serious?
Yup, totally serious.
Why did it turn out that way? Where did you even meet him?
LOL, I just happened to walk by his office today and, well, it seems David had just finished work and came out of the office building and I literally ran right into him. As I was going to congratulate him, he invited me out to lunch and we had a little to drink. One thing led to another and, you know, I know you're a bit of a prude, so I won't get into the details, LOL. I suppose it means my charm beats yours, so sorry, LOL.
I see, but I'm not.
Didn't expect it to turn out like this, but it did, so sorry, but David is mine now. The marriage is off. Sorry, but forget that you ever met him.
Huh? Forget I even met him?
Yeah, that's right. This is the last you'll hear from me for a while, maybe forever. David and I are going to go out on the town tonight, LOL. Hey, Kathy. Hey, pick up.
What is this?
What's going on here? This whole thing, it's not right. This is not happening.
What's the matter?
It's about that guy. The guy you're going to marry. Why is he David's younger brother? Are you pranking me or something, or is it some sick joke?
Prank? Sick joke? I really don't know what you're talking about.
Don't act like you don't know. You were so angry at the time that you started seeing David's brother Ken in order to spite me. So you're planning to marry Kent and start hassling me, right? That's your sick plan.
Huh? Hassle you? You're not making any sense.
Oh, I get it. You plan to get David back from me, then kick me out and become the president's wife. You're sick.
Huh?
You act so innocent, but inside you're a diabolical scheming woman. Oh my god, this is unbelievable.
Huh? Excuse me, but really, I have no idea what?
No matter what you do, no matter how much you bully me, I will fight your every attempt.
The guy I plan to marry has always been Ken.
Huh?
Like I said before, I went to high school with him, and David went to a different school from the one we attended. And what's more, he's 6 years older than us. I don't see why we could have went to school together or even have known him very well. Of course, I met him a number of times, but...
Huh? What are you saying? You said that your fiancé is slated to be the next president of the company.
Yes, that's right. Kent will become the next president.
What? No way. That can't be right.
Why's that?
But think about it. David is the eldest, has the right to become the next president. I mean, Kent is the younger brother. No matter how you spin it, David is a rightful beneficiary. It does not make sense to have Kent take over.
Oh, about that. Well, you're right. That would be the normal case, and it was until about a year ago. But for various reasons, it was decided that Kent would take over eventually.
Huh? That can't be. Why?
Don't you remember that time? When our customer's company had some sort of system failure and we were affected by it?
Yes, that case. About a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Well, that system mishap was a drastic error caused by one of their employees. Remember that?
Yeah, there was some talk of that. I forget the details. What about it? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, it was not really revealed to the other employees, but the person who made that error was David.
Huh? David?
That system error had adverse effects on their everyday operation. They said it would take 2 or 3 days to get the system back up and running. Well, that was when Kent stepped in. He got the system back in operation within a day.
And so you're saying because of that, he was chosen to take over as president instead of David?
Yes, that's right. It was through this incident that everyone realized that David was just not cut out for this type of work. And subsequently, an internal investigation was carried out, and they soon learned that David had been taking credit for many of the projects in recent years, most of which were actually planned and carried out by his brother Kent. After that, he was demoted from an executive position to a normal employee. He's currently doing mostly filing work, not sure which department.
No, that can't be right. You mean to tell me that David is no longer a candidate to become president? He's just a lowly clerk doing filing work?
Yes, that seems to be the case. He'll probably remain in that position until retirement, unless he quits, of course.
No way this is happening. This can't be true.
Can I ask you something, Laura?
What?
You told me to forget about David or something like that. You remember that?
Yeah, what about it?
I'm just speculating here, but did you say that because you thought you were stealing my fiancé from me and saw yourself as the wife of the next company president? Was that your intention?
Well, I was only trying to.
Yeah, well, David and Kent, if you look at the photos, they almost look like twins. So you figured it was my fiancé Kent that you were courting and eventually ended up doing the, what with him. Isn't that right?
Well, I thought
Don't worry, I don't plan to reprimand you or anything, but...
But what?
If you don't plan on marrying David, I recommend that you break up with as soon as possible.
Why do you say that?
Your reaction tells me you have no idea. Did you know that David was previously married?
Huh? He was married?
Yes, his wife divorced him because he was cheating on her.
Cheating on her?
His ex-wife was pretty ticked off about all of it. I don't blame her. Anyway, she demanded compensation.
Compensation?
What's more, he's got 2 kids, which means he has to pay for child support at least until they finish college.
He has kids?
Yes, so he has to pay a considerable amount every month. I hear he just barely gets by.
You're making all this up.
Oh yeah, also.
What? There's more?
Well, he managed to get himself into all kinds of trouble and, well, his parents no longer wanted anything to do with him. Which means He has been completely cut off from inheriting any of his parents' estate.
Are you kidding me?
That's about all I can tell you.
What? Then why did I even sleep with the guy? I don't care if he's handsome. I don't want a guy with that much baggage. He's nothing. As long as he was going to be president, I don't mind being a housewife. So I already submitted my resignation.
You what? Oh my god.
Please, Kathy, help me out, please. Can't you switch? Give me Ken and you take David. Come on, please.
You're not serious. No way.
Huh?
I urge you to talk it over with David and work things out between you two. This was all kind of strange. The only thing I get from this is that Laura got this little idea in her head, went through with her delusions, and in the end, she crashed and burned. I really can't understand what she was thinking. As for David and Laura, I heard they eventually got married. I heard that before she learned the facts from me, she told all her friends and relatives that she was going to be the wife of a company president. Well, it seems she was stuck with the guy. There was no way to get out of it. Well, that makes her my sister-in-law, but luckily we don't have any contact with them. I don't know if it's her pride, but she refused to work despite David struggling to make ends meet. This bickering between David and Laura continued every night. The noise of them fighting eventually caused the neighbors to complain, and they were kicked out of the apartment they were living in. I haven't heard from them since. Hey, Mildred, you have a bit of time to talk?
Oh, Sandra, what is it? I'm really busy with the wedding preparations. The date is set 3 months from now. I don't have time for this. Have a little common sense, would you?
Yeah, really sorry. I know you're busy. It's about that marriage. We got the wedding invitation, it has Frank's name on it, but I don't see my name anywhere. Is this some kind of print error or something?
You're not serious. There's no printing error. I had no intention of inviting you, sorry to say.
Huh? Why not? I'm your sister-in-law.
Obvious, isn't it? It's because you were working at that nightclub back in the day. I mean, please, to invite someone who used to work at a house of ill repute, as my friend would say? My God, how could I invite someone like that to my wedding? That would bring absolute shame to my wedding.
Shame? You're right. When I was in my 20s, I briefly worked at a club, but I had to. My parents had passed away and I had to make money to put my little brother through school. And like I said, it was just for a short time, just to get back on our feet. I quit that long time ago. I don't think I did anything wrong.
Whatever the reason, I just can't stand a woman who uses her body to make money and work a proper job to get by. It's your presence alone. I just can't stand you being here.
I know you loathe my past behavior, and I have not forgotten how you abused me with your derogatory comments, but this is going a little too far, don't you think? I was willing to forget all that and just congratulate you on such a wonderful occasion. That's all I wanted. I was just planning to celebrate this happy occasion is all.
Oh, so you were going to attend a wedding for which you weren't even invited? Oh my God, are you a party crasher too? Wow, I didn't realize that you were suffering from delusions. Listen up, Sandra. My folks are so naive that they go along with your innocent sounding explanations, but me? I will never accept you as my sister-in-law, so there. Your hostess types that use your body to trick men, to me, such a person is the worst of the worst in our society.
That's pure discrimination.
I don't really care. The fact is, I have no intention of inviting you to the wedding. So just get that thought out of your little head. Just send my brother to the wedding and you stay home. I don't want someone like you're coming to the wedding and ruining the happiest day of my life. Got that? I don't want you anywhere near the wedding, the reception, or the party afterwards. Got that?
I would never disrupt such a happy occasion.
It would look bad if I said I didn't invite you simply because I didn't like you. So I told everyone my husband to be that you were sick. If the other relatives ask, you tell them the same. You got it? You try something stupid and sneak in or something, you'll regret it.
All right, I understand. I won't be able to attend because I'm sick. Is that what you want to hear? I'll have Frank and Ted alone.
Finally got it through your stupid little head, I see. You just stay home and look after the cat. Do you even have a cat? LOL.
Yes, what is it? Looks like you've been messaging me all day. What's up? Wasn't your wedding today?
Finally, I've been trying to reach you forever. Hey, what's going on?
What are you talking about?
Most of my relatives aren't here, and the people from work, only about half of them showed up. Everyone said that they suddenly fell ill or that some urgent matter came up. At this rate, the family on my side will be practically empty.
Oh no, that's awful. How could this happen? What's going to happen with the wedding ceremony? Wonder if you can even go through with it.
You seem so calm. What the hell did you do? This isn't normal. How could some people cancel the last minute like this? You had a hand in it, right? You went behind my back and got back at me for not inviting you. I knew you would pull some dirty trick.
Please, I would never do such a thing. The only thing I can recall doing is talking with your grandmother and telling her that I wasn't attending because you would be offended. That's all. That was yesterday.
What? Why did you tell her that? And why'd you even talk to her?
Well, she called to ask what I was going to wear to the wedding. She said she didn't want to show up wearing something exactly the same. I told her that you asked me not to attend, to say I was sick.
Why do you have to tell the truth? You should have just said you didn't want to attend.
I'm sorry, I'm just honest, not a very good liar.
That's why no one is here. You had to go blabbering your mouth. I have no idea why, but my grandmother has taken a shine to you. So I bet she figures if you don't attend, she won't either. She's just being a stubborn old lady. That pig-headed old pag.
Your grandmother is so nice and a very strong-willed woman. When I told her I wasn't even invited. Well, she said what you did was despicable and she could not forgive you even if you're her granddaughter. I think that the other relatives probably felt the same way as your grandmother and decided not to attend.
Of course it is. They all look up to her. I really don't see why. Anyway, she has this spell over them. They will do anything that old battle axe says.
But I can't believe almost all the relatives declined to attend. You really have a popularity issue, Mildred.
What the hell am I going to do? And why the hell didn't the people from my office show up? How the hell did you, a former club hostess, sweet-talk them into going along with this?
You keep bringing that up about my past. Hey Mildred, you work for Ace Corporation, right? The wife of the president of that company. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Well, she's the owner of that club I used to work at.
Huh? You're not serious. The president's wife is that?
Yes, years ago when I was struggling, she treated me like her daughter. Oh yeah, and when she heard I was not attending the wedding because I was supposed to be sick, she even went of her way to come visit me and help out, thinking I was bedridden or something. That's when I told her what had happened and why I wasn't really sick. So that's probably why she declined to attend the wedding. I can understand her feelings. She too started out as a club hostess and worked her way up and eventually started her own club. If you are so adamant about not having a former club hostess to attend, well, how could a current club hostess, a club owner as a matter of fact, attend? She figured you'd be offended if she showed up, probably afraid she might ruin the wedding for you.
Well, so she won't attend, but why the hell won't the other people attend then? She doesn't need to attend, but why the rest of them? They should have no problem attending.
Probably the same reason that your grandmother gave. The president is totally committed to his wife, so, you know. I remember when I was working as a hostess there and the president used to come to the club almost every night. He probably paid her tens of thousands of dollars over the years, and then eventually married her. I'm sure she told him about all this and it probably infuriated him. He probably decided not to attend if his loving wife was not going. As for the other staff members, figure it would be kind of difficult for the employees to attend when the CEO is declining to attend. What's more, a lot of the top managers at company are regular customers at the club. They bring clients there on occasion. But don't get me wrong, this is all just speculation, of course. I have no idea how a big corporation like that works. I'm just a housewife and an ex-club hostess. What do I know? I'm so sorry. I've never really worked an honest day in my life. I really don't know anything.
So you're saying that I didn't invite you, so they're all going on strike by not attending?
Well, maybe that's being a bit overdramatic, but yeah, you're not wrong in your assessment.
So does that mean that if you convince them otherwise, they change their minds and they'll attend? If that's the case, please talk to them and persuade them to attend, please. And the other relatives, get them to attend too. Hold it. First explain this whole situation to my fiancé. Please, get over to the wedding hall right away.
Why would I do that?
Huh?
Think about it. Why would I go out of my way to help you? I thought you said you would never consider me a relative, a sister-in-law. You remember that, right? That means we're not related at all. We are complete strangers. So as a complete stranger, why would I do all that for you? It makes no sense. Sorry, that's too much of a hassle.
Huh? Hold on 1 second, Sandra.
And besides, why would I go to a wedding I wasn't even invited to? People would think I was delusional if I attended. How embarrassing. I just couldn't do that. I don't even have an official invitation. Sorry, I just can't help you out.
Don't worry about that. I'll invite you right now. I'll send you an invitation right this second. So please.
Now? I think it's a little too late for that. Can you really get my place ready in time? Oh yeah, I forgot. A whole bunch of people just canceled. So you have plenty of seats, lol. But I don't want a secondhand seat. Wouldn't look good. Sorry to be so picky about these things.
Just get over here. You can pick your own seat. I'll have a special seat ready for you right up front, with the company president if you like. You can come with your husband. I'll invite you officially as my sister-in-law. Please, I'm begging you.
What am I to do? But there's just one problem. Since I was all alone and had nothing to do, I decided to go on a little trip. I'm just here at the beach. Nice weather, by the way. Plan to drive back later in the afternoon. Maybe stop off at that nice little cafe down the coast. Even if I was to head over there now. I don't even have a dress to wear. Not even a wedding gift. I can't very well go there in my beach outfit. That would really be a spectacle, wouldn't it? LOL.
I'll have all that ready for you. And don't worry about the wedding gift. There's no need. I'll pay all travel expenses. I don't care how much this will cost. What's important is the wedding. Please, help me out here.
What am I to do? Let me think about it. Nah, I'll pass. The wedding ceremony. No thanks. Not gonna make it. Sorry.
What? You're not serious. Please, you can't do this.
Ever since I married your brother, you've been treating me like trash. I have no obligation to help you now. Really? Why would I even do that? If no one shows up at your wedding, it's all your fault, right? You have no one else to blame but yourself. All this has nothing to do with me. Work it out yourself.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. String me along as if you're going to help. How could you be so cruel, you evil woman?
So sorry, LOL. I use my womanhood as a weapon to con people. The most despicable kind of woman there is, LOL. Okay, have a nice wedding and a good life. See ya. I heard the wedding went as planned, but half the room was empty on her side of the family and none of her coworkers showed up. Apparently, the whole atmosphere was pretty depressing. As a matter of fact, the environment was so bad that a lot of people left early. By the end of the reception, only family members were left, most on the bride's side of the family. But worse, the groom's family was taken aback by the reception Mildred got that they had second thoughts about their son marrying such a woman. And that pre-planned after-wedding party was subsequently canceled. Everyone left after the short reception party. The next day, Mildred came barging into her home yelling and screaming, but my husband and his parents gave her a real dressing down, and she subsequently left, hanging her head in shame. As a result of all this, the marriage disintegrated and Mildred left home. That was the last I heard from her, but I'm sure she's doing fine on her own. As for me, well, I no longer have to put up with her criticisms, so my stress level has subsided drastically. Now I'm surrounded by people who truly love and understand me.
Mary, are you there? Where the hell are you? Sorry, Mom. Like I said, I told you this morning that we're just finishing up that project at work, so for the next month or so, I'm going to be pretty busy. Does that mean you'll be working overtime? Yes, that's right. I'm gonna have a hard time making dinner at the usual time for a while. Okay. Well, I guess that can't be helped. I suppose I'll just order takeout and go eat somewhere. Huh? Are you okay with it? You're working overtime, right? That means in addition to your monthly pay, you get overtime pay as well, right? The more you do overtime, well, the more money you bring in and makes my life easier. Yeah, suppose you're right. What's that mediocre reaction? Huh? Did I sound like that? Just tired from all the work. If you're so dissatisfied, you should work harder to pay me back for bringing you up. You were only 3 years old when that no-good father of yours cheated on me. Ever since then, I went through tremendous hardship to provide for you. Yeah, I got it, Mom. I'm not dissatisfied about anything. As long as you understand, I have no problem if you come home late if it means bringing home more money. So, work as hard as you must and rake in as much money as you can. Yeah, right. I'll do my best. Mary, pick up. This is Mom. Hurry up, for God's sake. Sorry, Mom. Do you mind if we continue this after I finish work? My boss and the other staff members really don't approve of us using the phone while working. Yeah, forget that. Today's your payday, so I went to the bank to withdraw some money. I was shocked at the amount that was deposited. What is this? Huh? Like I said, I'm at the bank right now. Looks like it's a bit more because you were working overtime the last month or so, but an additional $150 for all the overtime you did? They are taking complete advantage of you. That's how much overtime I did. Well, it's way too little. If you're going to work and get paid well for it. I really can't decide how much I get paid. I'm only allowed to work a certain amount of hours a month. I don't want to hear your lame excuses. Boy, oh boy, you are totally useless. I figured you at least get an additional $500 or $600 at least. Really, you're totally useless. I'm really sorry. If you're so sorry, why don't you make a little more money? Yeah, but I can't just work overtime without permission. Company policy, you know? Most companies have the same policy these days. Well, there is no policy of you working outside your company, right? If you work at a club or something after work, you could make a little extra cash, right? Huh? You want me to work as a hostess? Well, I'm not saying right now, just considering it. Anyway, this was a huge disappointment for me. So, I'm going to cut your monthly allowance by $50. I'll leave your $100 allowance on the kitchen table. Huh? You're not serious. I can't live on that. If you don't like it, bring in more cash. I may just force you to work as a hostess, so keep that in mind. Yes, sorry. Hey, Mary! Your best friend Sharon here! Huh? Sharon? Wow, it's been a long time. Great to hear from you. It sure has been a while. After we graduated from high school, you moved overseas, I guess. It's been like 8 years, hasn't it? Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Really happy to hear from you. But what's up? Well, I'm not overseas anymore. I came back stateside about a year ago. I'm back in town for about a month for some business. Oh yeah? That's great. I'm staying at a residential hotel for now. The place is like a 30-minute drive to your place. Felt a bit nostalgic and figured I'd give you a heads up. I'm glad you did. How about you, Mary? What have you been up to? Huh? Me? Nothing special, really. The usual routine. Are you still living at home with your mom? Yeah, I was going to move out, but I have my mom, you know, so I kind of have to take care of her. Oh yeah, your mom. I'm sure you know about my dad. He took off with some woman when I was a kid. You know the whole story. Anyway, I'm all she's got. Huh? Your dad cheated on your mom? Yeah, that's what my mom told me all these years. She won't shut up about it. My mom worked all her life to support and provide for me, so I figured I should return the favor, you know what I mean? She handles all my finances, my bank account. I get a monthly allowance. Are you serious? You've got it all wrong, Mary. Huh? What do you mean, all wrong? I don't believe this. I figured you knew all along. Your mom is lying to you, Mary. Huh? What do you mean? You got the whole story backwards. Backwards? What do you mean? It was your mom who cheated on your dad. It was your dad that wanted the divorce and left her. Huh? You're joking, right? No, it's true. It was only after I finished college that my folks told me about the whole affair. Back in the day, it was pretty well known around the neighborhood. But, you know, we were just kids. I never heard about it. Oh yeah, and? To have a mother control your finances Your bank account? Doling out a monthly allowance? You're a working adult, for God's sake. She has no right to do that. No parent would do such a thing to their own child. Huh? Well, some would send their folks money to help them out, of course, but even then, it's only what they can afford. It doesn't disrupt their own lives. Yeah, really? I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it, huh? No, I'm glad you told me. Thanks. You're a good friend. Really, thanks. Actually, what you told me really opened my eyes. Yeah, this is all wrong. I realize that now. Okay, so what are you gonna do about it? I don't know. Probably move out and live my own life, away from my mom? Okay, then why don't you come to my place for now, to figure out what to do? What do you say? Huh? Really? But she's got all my money. She has my bank account. I'm not really free to do as I like. That's easy. Just time it right. Move out of your mom's place, make a new account, and you're all set. But then get your office to change the bank account and have your pay deposited there. Easy as pie. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. What an idiot. Why didn't I think of that sooner? Yeah, you're like some of those brainwashed cult members. It takes a while to get out from under their spell. Brainwashed, huh? And another thing, do you have any intention of changing jobs? Change jobs? I know a great job that would allow you to get out from under your mother's spell and start a new life. You just have to set your mind up and just do it, as that famous logo says. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know, in my situation, do you really think it would go so easily? I was just getting to the good part. I just started a new business. Really? You started a business? Yeah, that's right. I was just going to put out a classified for new hires. Yeah, that's great and all, but is it really something I can do? Weren't you taking accounting classes in high school and didn't you get certified in something? Yeah, I'm surprised you remember. Actually, that's what I'm doing at my current job. Perfect! I was just looking for a good accountant. What do you say? Yeah, I'm in. When do I start? Okay, we're set. I'll contact you tomorrow and we can work out the details. We'll make secret plans to escape from that mother of yours. Okay, I'm counting on you, Sharon. Hey, Mary, answer me! Today's payday, right? There's no deposit yet. What's going on? Mary, pick up, would you? Would you hurry up and answer? Hello, Mother? What took you so long? Did you have your phone turned off or something? I just checked your bank account. Your pay hasn't been deposited. What's up? What's wrong with that stupid company of yours? They screw up again? I want you to verify the situation with them right away. Do it now. My pay has already been deposited. Are you smoking something? I said I just checked and there is nothing. I was just at the bank and I tried to withdraw the money and there was nothing in there. Not a dime. Which obviously means it has not been deposited. Are you calling me a liar? No, you're not lying. No money will be deposited into that account anymore. Huh? You know what, Mom? I found out all about your past. Found out about what? The reason why Dad left us was not because Dad cheated on you, but it was you who had an affair. Huh? Where did you? And also, I only recently learned of this, but the money, the child support that Dad paid you every month until I turned 20, I thought it was strange back then. but I was just a kid. I remember that I had to pay my own tuition by working a part-time job. I got to thinking, maybe you were using that money for yourself.
Who told you all this?
I talked to a bunch of people who knew you back in the day, and they told me the whole story. And about my monthly pay, I created a new account and had it all deposited there.
Huh? You can't do that. How am I supposed to live?
Not my problem.
I have debts to pay.
Debts, huh? I was afraid it was something like that. Debts? Yeah, makes sense.
Give me the details of the new account. I expect your bank book on the kitchen table tonight.
No way.
Mary, how can you refuse your mother? Have you forgotten all that I have done for you, supported you all these years?
You mean someone who makes their daughter work and takes all her money and treats her like dirt?
How could you say that?
It's the truth, isn't it? So, I don't want anything to do with you, forever.
You never want to see your own mother again.
Yes, that's right, actually. I already moved out and already settled into my new place. And I already quit my job, so no use going over there to cause trouble.
Mary, how could you? At least have your retirement pay deposited into the account. That's the least you could do.
I already set up my new account, so that's not possible.
Well, have them change it right away.
No, I'm just not going to do it. I'm through taking orders from you.
How am I supposed to live from now on? You can't do this.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to get a job.
You're the one who has to work for me.
Didn't you hear me the first time? I said I don't want anything to do with you.
Mary!
Goodbye, Mother. Well, that was it after that little chat online. I blocked all calls from her after that. I heard what happened afterwards from my relatives. Apparently, my mom got a live-in job that her brother introduced her to, but I heard she just couldn't get along with the people she worked with, and apparently is having a hard time socializing. Someone said she was even losing her hair over it. As for me, I moved to another state and currently work at Sharon's new company. According to Sharon, there are many people out there that go through the same experience with their parents. Parental abuse. Dysfunctional families that function like cults. Like my mom. I'm forever grateful to Sharon for saving me from such an abusive mom. I'm currently saving money so I can take Sharon on a trip to Hawaii. It's the least I can do for saving me from that dismal life.
Vanessa! Where are you? Answer now! Vanessa! Oh, hello. It's been a while. And why is that? Oh, I remember! Because you haven't messaged me for 2 whole goddamn months! Good grief, young lady. Huh? Don't give me huh! I don't need to hear attitude from you! Still, you see, got no awareness of the fact that you're a wife of this household. No, but when your mother-in-law kindly goes out of her way to message you, you put whatever you're doing aside and respond immediately. That's one of the rules you live by as my son's wife. If you understand, please be more mindful next time. I am not done speaking yet. Quit your butting in and listen to what your mother-in-law has to say. Oh. Firstly, I recently saw a new apartment you two got together for the first time. The place you went to live after you moved out. Our new apartment? And my God! You haven't been doing the housework at all, have you? The room was filthy. There were clothes scattered all over the floor and tissues left tossed all over the place. You didn't even wash the pots and pans. I've never seen such a sorry state. How can you call that place a home? There were sweet wrappers and ready meal hamburger boxes overflowing out of the garbage all over the floor. Not to mention the mountain of empty beer cans on the table. My little Timmy doesn't drink alcohol, so they could only be yours. They were, weren't they? Admit it! No, I have allergies and come out in rashes when I drink alcohol. Be quiet, young lady. I did not give you permission to speak. Oh, sorry. To top it all off, the place was caked in dust. You haven't been vacuuming at all, have you? I only allowed you to continue working after you got married because you said you'd have no problem juggling your work with the housework. But if you're not capable of looking after your husband, I suggest you resign immediately so you can focus on your womanly duties. This is why women should be stay-at-home housewives once they married. Are you finished now? What? You appear to be making a lot of misconceptions, so allow me to correct you. Don't talk back to me, young lady. Me and Tim are already divorced. Yes, I'm aware of that. Huh? If you know, why are you throwing around words like mother-in-law and wife? Why wouldn't I? Come on, Vanessa. Please use your brain for once. Even if you're divorced, as long as you and my little Timmy are living together, you're still his wife, and you still have a role to fulfill in our family. It's your sacred duty and obligation to serve your husband with devotion and loyalty, and to display the proper respect towards me, your mother-in-law. Do you have any idea how little sense what you're saying makes? The fact that we're divorced already makes us strangers now. We stopped being a couple and started leading separate lives the moment the divorce was finalized. Which is why any notion that I have to look after or fulfill my womanly duties towards him are ridiculous. Plain and simple. I already warned you, young lady. Don't talk back to your mother-in-law. I'm not talking back. I'm having a normal conversation with you like a reasonable human being. Reasonable? Which part? Let me say it once more. I'll make it crystal clear this time to help you understand. Any woman who doesn't look after her husband is a failure of a wife. If you can't keep on top of the housework while working, then hurry up and quit your job already. How about I contact your company and tell them you've decided to step down to focus on being a housewife? No, stop it. I don't think there's any danger of them taking a resignation declared by some stranger over the phone seriously. But I don't want to cause them any inconvenience. Then just quit now while you still got some dignity left. Let's face it, after seeing how lazy you are at home, you're probably a burden to them too. I'm not a burden, actually. I'm a high-valued employee, and besides, if I want to quit, I wouldn't be able to make ends meet. Oh, don't talk such nonsense. Are you seriously saying that my little Timmy's salary alone isn't enough to keep you going? But I already told you, we're not living that kind of life together anymore. I think what you meant to say is that you're a shameful disappointment of a wife. Looking after the household by skillfully managing the finances is a wife's duty. But we already divorced, and I'm not his wife anymore. How many times do I have to say it? Lord, give me strength. Give it a rest. You're like a broken record. Just because you're divorced doesn't mean you can start neglecting the housework and living like swamp rats. Oh, my poor Timmy. In that case, you're wasting your time. I live in a different state now. What? My company offered me a transfer as soon as the divorce went through. So I took them up on it and moved out of the state. Good grief! A wife who goes off on solo business ventures away from her family? I've never heard anything so absurd in my life! Like I told you, I'm not your son's wife anymore, and you're not my family. Quit your job and come back immediately. Huh? That said, I may be firm, but I'm also kind, which is why I'm willing to grant you some leeway. Common sense dictates the resignation procedures usually take about a month. So I'm very kindly willing to give you 30 days to make the necessary arrangements and come back. I'll look after little Timmy in the meantime. So hurry up and quit your job and move back here so you can be by your side again. I told you we're divorced. Quit talking nonsense. Now you're just arguing for argument's sake, young lady. Nonsense? You heard me. Hey, Tim, it's been a while. Is now a good time for you?
Is that Vanessa? Hey! Yeah, long time no see.
Sorry to message you despite us being divorced and all.
That's cool. Don't sweat it. It's not like we divorced because we don't get along. Maybe things will change when one of us finds someone else, but for the time being, there's no reason we can't message each other.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Thanks.
Anyway, what's up?
I want to speak to you about your mom.
Huh? My mom? She's not causing problems again, is she? Darn it.
Well, you could say she's causing problems. It's more that she doesn't listen to a word I say. It's like talking to a brick wall.
What happened?
Well, to sum it up, even if you're divorced, as long as you two live together, you're Tim's wife. And as long as you're his wife, you need to look after him. If you can't keep on top of the housework while working, then quit your job. That's basically the gist of it.
What did you say to her?
I told her that me and you are strangers since we divorced, and I keep insisting I'm not your wife anymore. So I have no obligation to do any of that. But she just keeps coming back at me with her favorite, I know you may be divorced, however, yada yada yada. The conversation goes nowhere because she ignores everything I say on a fundamental level. I give up.
Wow. I see she's just as stubborn and pig-headed as usual.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Just like always, she refers to you as her little Timmy. It's like you're an 8-year-old kid to her.
I'm a grown man, for crying out loud. Please, that's enough. This isn't good for my mental health.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does this still upset you?
Well, about that. As soon as our divorce went through, my dad also moved out, and now my parents are living separately.
Whoa, seriously?
Ever since then, her over-interfering in my life reached levels previously unimaginable. It got so bad I couldn't take it anymore. I was so desperate to get away from her. I sneaked out of the house in the middle of the night a week ago so I could finally be free of her.
I see. Sounds like it's been tough for you too, Tim.
My mom was the reason we divorced in the first place, after all. I felt so guilty about you having to put up with her. I thought at least if we divorced, you'd be able to escape from it all. But even that didn't work, did it? It would seem I underestimated her.
I'm fine, really. Don't worry about me. Actually, I got a transfer at the company, and I'm living far away in a different state now. There's no danger of her following me and causing me problems. In fact, she couldn't possibly.
Oh, really? I'm pleased to hear that.
More importantly, what about you, Tim? If anything, it sounds like things might be more difficult on your end.
Me?
Well, you see, your mom insisted she was gonna go over and start looking after you, since I was failing to fulfill my womanly duties towards you, what with working all the time. Which means she must know your current address?
What? But I didn't tell her!
Really? Based on the messages yesterday, I kinda got the impression she was already at your apartment. Is there a chance she found your new address somehow and sneaked in while you weren't home?
No. I really don't think that's possible.
You sure?
I got a transfer at work the other day too. I'm staying at a company-provided dormitory right now. The rules state that non-employees aren't allowed to enter without permission under any circumstances, even visiting family members. It's a long way from Mom's house. I don't think she could make it this far out, even if she did know my address.
I see. Huh.
Yeah. It's a mystery.
You can say that again.
Well, whatever. It's not like she can actually do anything to me.
You don't mind?
I have absolutely no intention of going back to the family home. I don't even read her messages these days. To be honest, I was thinking of blocking her soon. She can do what she likes. It's not my problem anymore. After everything that went down, for the sake of my mental health, I resolved never to tolerate her shenanigans ever again.
I see.
It's probably for the best you block her too, Vanessa. I may be her son, but you two are literally strangers now, so there's no reason you should have to put up with her irritating messages.
You make a good point. I couldn't help but feel a little wary about what she was planning on doing next. But actually, after keeping an eye on her a little while longer just to be safe, I think I'm gonna block her.
I think it's for the best. Anyway, I'm about to jump in the bath.
Sure. Thanks for today, Tim. Night-night.
Good night.
Vanessa! Answer! What the hell's going on? You've got some explaining to do. What do you mean? Some strange woman walked in while I was cleaning little Timmy's room. She yelled, "Who are you? What are you doing in my apartment?" Before I could even figure out what was going on, some middle-aged guy bolted in. They started shouting like crazed lunatics and threatened to call the police. They were saying such awful things to me, Vanessa. It was horrible. I was so startled, I ran to the bathroom and locked myself in. What's going on? Explain. Oh, no you didn't. Goodness me. There's no way. You didn't by chance enter a complete stranger's house, did you? Huh? Where are you right now? In the apartment in Anderby Town. What? Oh my god. That's not the room in the tower block called Comfort Heights, is it? Tell me it isn't! Yes, it is. What of it? Room 202. I came to clean this filthy mess of a room for my little Timmy since you were too busy playing the important office lady to fulfill your womanly duties. You and little Timmy are living together here, right? Why do you think that? Because there are 2 sets of plates and cutlery. But then this happened. I have no idea what's going on. Listen, Judy, that apartment you're in right now belonged to my aunt, who let me stay with her for about 10 days after me and Tim finished with the divorce proceedings. Wait, what? Your aunt? However, my aunt moved out a month ago. Based on what you're telling me, it seems like some new people moved in. But that doesn't make any sense! I found this address in my little Timmy's room. It was written in a notepad I found on his desk. He probably wrote it down when I told him where I was staying. Huh? I had a lot of stuff when I moved out, but I didn't want to hang around and get in his way for too long, so he said if I forgot anything, he'd send it later on in the post. Which is why I told him I'd be staying at my aunt's till the end of the month, and sent him her address. He probably just forgot to toss his old notepad in the trash. How can this be? I thought he wrote down his new address for me so I could come and see him. Oh my god. The only reason I didn't try following him when he disappeared in the night is because I thought knowing his address, I could go and see him whenever I wanted. If this isn't his apartment, where's my little Timmy right now? Tell me now. Nope, sorry. I don't even know myself. I know you're lying. What kind of wife doesn't know where her husband lives? That just doesn't happen.
Like I said, me and your son are no longer married. And like I said, even if you are divorced, want to know the reason why we got divorced, Judy? Because of you! What? Me? Tim hates how you meddle in his life all the time. He told me you've been babying him and interfering with basically everything he ever does since he was a teenager. Then, when we married, you started acting like some kind of dictator trying to turn me into his personal slave. I was to cater to his every whim at all times, regardless of what I wanted. He blamed himself and his mental health took a turn for the worst. He stopped eating. He could barely sleep. He became a shell of his old self because of what you were putting me through. After a long, difficult decision, me and him decided that a divorce would be the best way to reduce the burden on both of us. So that's where we are now. Oh my god! I just wanted my cherished, beloved Timmy to be happy! Is that a crime? He's the one who said he hates you interfering. You drove your son to the emotional and psychological brink with your psychotic behavior. Does that sound like happiness to you? Oh my god! What is this? I didn't even... Anyway, is everything alright? What do you mean? I seem to remember you saying something about being locked in a stranger's bathroom. This is bad. I can hear police cars outside. That tends to happen when you illegally enter strangers' homes. Firstly, as for how my ex-mother-in-law managed to get into a stranger's apartment, it turned out the couple who were living in there forgot to lock the door when they both went out for work, so she was able to creep in unnoticed. She found a key they left out on the table and took it upon herself to have a copy made at a local locksmith. She returned to the empty apartment for several consecutive days while its inhabitants worked, where she continued diligently looking after her son. Eventually, she ran into the poor, unsuspecting couple one day as they came back from work. Naturally, she caused the police a major nuisance when they were swiftly dispatched to deal with a strange woman hiding in our bathroom. The incident ultimately ended up being the straw that broke the camel's back, when my ex-father-in-law, from whom she had been living separately, finally divorced her. Apparently, she broke down into tears screaming, "I don't want to be alone!" Not even knowing where her beloved little Timmy had moved away to. Her own parents were no longer around, and she didn't have a soul in the world to rely on. Thus began her life alone. Now I'm living happily in an apartment my company provided for me when I transferred. I did get one last message before I blocked her, bemoaning how she cries herself to sleep every night because of me. Oh well.
Hi, it's been a while.
Oh, is that my Indy? It really has been a long time. I was worried, darling. You haven't messaged me in almost half a year. How are you? Are you eating properly? Is work going all right?
Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. I'm still only in my second year at the company, so there's always new stuff to remember. That's why I've been too busy to message you.
Really? That sounds tough. Be careful you don't overwork yourself. I don't want you getting sick, sweetie. Are you okay for money? What about rice and vegetables? Do you have enough? I can send you some money or food parcels if you like. Just say the word and it's done. I can't afford to give you lots, but I'll send whatever I can.
Nah, I'm fine. I have a job and make my own money now. Besides, I can buy my own rice and vegetables. You don't have to go out of your way to send me anything. I'm fine on my own. I don't really eat much of that sort of these things anyway.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm really happy to hear you're doing well, honey. But if you ever do need anything, you will tell me, won't you? I'd really like it if you just showed your face at the house sometimes, too. Even if it's just for Christmas and birthdays. I miss you, you know?
Listen, Mom, I have something more important to talk about. Do you mind if we change the subject?
Oh, of course. Look at me getting all overexcited not letting you get a word in edgeways. Of course, honey. Go ahead. What is it?
Well, it's like this. I'm getting married.
What? Married?
Yeah, to my boyfriend. We met at a work party. That was a year ago, though. We've been dating ever since. I never told you about him.
Wow, Indy, I can't believe it. I'm so happy for you. I can't tell you how much this means to me. I'll admit I'm a little surprised, but let me assure you, I'll be celebrating for you tonight with a glass of red.
The wedding's planned for 6 months from now, but the thing is, I don't want you to come.
What?
My fiancé's the son of a very rich man who runs a major company. He's intelligent, has a great personality, is good at his job. He's just amazing. I couldn't ask for more. His parents, too. They're kind, always look smart and well-dressed, are stinking rich, and are just all-around wonderful people. I'd be so ashamed to admit to such a decent, respectable people that I was raised in a single-mother household. To tell you the truth, just the thought of them finding out makes me feel sick. That's why I told them I have no parents, and don't know a single one of my relatives.
Indy, why are you saying these things? Why would you do that? Oh my god.
I've always hated you. You're scruffy and unkempt. You have no fashion sense. You slave away at your minimum wage job to bring home what amounts to nothing more than pocket change. I hated that cheap, shabby old house we lived in, too. I could never bring friends over because I felt so embarrassed. I hated it all.
What?
I had to endure so much, and the moment I tried to complain, I was told that it just couldn't be helped because we were poor. My clothes and school supplies were always either secondhand or handouts from people in the neighborhood. Throughout my whole childhood, I don't remember ever being bought anything that was actually new. You never came to sports days or parent evenings because you always had to put so many hours in that crappy job of yours. I was so lonely. I felt absolutely pathetic.
It's true, I was always busy with work, and you did have to endure things most other children didn't. Which meant I didn't always have the time to give you the attention you deserved, and I understand that must have made you feel very isolated and lonely. I accept everything you say. I'm so sorry, Indy, truly I am. But all of it, everything I did was so that one day I could afford to send you to a good college. I did it all with your future in mind. I did it because I wanted you to lead a happy, fulfilling life.
I never asked you to do any of that for me. This is just patronizing. You put me through all that and then have the nerve to act like you were doing me a favor?
Indy.
I guess I am grateful that you sent me to a good college. It did mean I was deprived of a normal childhood, though. I'd either be stuck in my room studying or out working part-time while all my friends were out having fun and meeting people. Without going to college, I wouldn't have landed my current job or met my fiancé. I guess all things considered, on balance, I am willing to call it even. That means there's no ill will, but no positive sentiment either, a flat zero. I guess that makes us more or less strangers. I think it's time for me to cut you out of my life.
Cut me out of your life? Why?
I'm gonna be the wife of the CEO of a major company before long. That means I'm moving up in the world. You, on the other hand, are still broke, still working that crappy job, still in that decrepit old house. How can I let people know you're my mom? It's embarrassing. Me and you are a mismatch. Socially, financially, we just don't mesh. You get me? That's why I'm cutting you out of my life. Never attempt to contact me again. This is my chance to finally be happy and live the life I always dreamed of. Don't you dare get in my way.
I see. If that's what you want, Indy, then there's nothing I can say. It's your life and you should live it as you see fit. But please, just remember that I'm about to tell you. Your mother will always love you, and I wish for you nothing but happiness.
Who are you? I don't have a mom. Hey, how's it going? It's Indy.
Indy, it's been forever. It must have been, what, 2 years by now? How have you been? How's married life? Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, thanks. Listen, there's something I want to let you know, or rather ask of you.
Oh, of course. There's something I want to let you know too, Indy. I'm getting remarried.
Huh?
You see, I felt like a weight had been lifted from my shoulders after you went off to live your life. I suddenly felt filled with energy. so I committed to building a new life for myself. I started going to a local ballroom dance club in the neighborhood last year. I've been toying with the idea of giving it a try since forever, but I was so busy with work I never really got the chance.
You? Ballroom dancing?
I know, right? I had my doubts about it working out at my age too. But when I plucked up the courage and actually went, I had a whale of a time. I made lots of friends there too. Now we all go out for drinks regularly. Anyway, me and one of my dance partners started getting along really well. We realized we had the same interests, similar personalities. His name's Donald Silverstein. His wife passed away 3 years ago, and all of his children have flown the nest and have their own lives to lead now. So he currently lives on his own. After we hit it off at the dance club, he invited me out to dinner. Then we got together, and after we dated for a while, he got down on one knee, popped the question, and asked if I'd do him the honor of spending the rest of my life with him. Isn't it just amazing? That's why, from next year onward, I'll be called Louise Silverstein.
Just hold on a sec. Does Donald by any chance have a really, really big house? Or should I say a mansion? 3 floors, acres of garden complete with tennis courts and fountains? Huge, grand, and magnificent?
Huh? How did you know? You're right, though. That's my Donald you're talking about. I actually went to his house for the first time recently after he proposed to me. It really is as amazing as you say. I almost fainted when I saw the gold-encrusted chandeliers. Luckily, his butler noticed I looked woozy and offered me a seat.
His daughter was one of my classmates. Abigail Silverstein was her name. She tried to keep it on the down low, but everyone knew her dad was filthy rich. Word around school was he was a billionaire.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably true. But I'm not marrying Donald for his money. It was his kindness and loyalty that I fell for. Neither of us are exactly spring chickens anymore, and we decided not to go into the trouble of having a wedding. But Donald will be holding a big dinner at his place. All of his kids will be there, so I get to meet everyone while we all celebrate the occasion with some food and drinks.
Really? Actually, this is perfect. Make sure you send me, my husband, and his parents an invite to the dinner, okay?
What? Why?
Well, the thing is, my husband found out about you. He found out I was lying about not having any parents. He also knows I was raised by a single mother and that I broke off contact with you. Him and his parents were furious when they found out. How could you be so cruel to your poor mother after she worked so hard to send you to college? You disgust me, to quote my husband.
Really? I see.
Now, him and his parents are giving me the cold shoulder. And the image of the perfect bride I worked so hard to cultivate was smashed to pieces in an instant. Nothing's been the same since. He says he doesn't even know whether he wants to carry on. Divorce was mentioned. That's why I want me and you to build some bridges. Actually, that's why I messaged you today.
Build some bridges? By that, I take it you mean you want to reconcile and have me back in your life.
Yeah, that's it. Let's do that. I need my husband and his parents to see that me and you patch things up and have a normal relationship. They have to know you forgave me too. That part's important. I think I can make them see that. He'll stop thinking about divorce. Besides, if you're married now, I'm not so embarrassed about introducing you anyway. Especially now you bagged yourself a billionaire. If anything, I'm actually excited. You're gonna score me some major points by having a husband that rich. Plus, I think me being related to someone like Donald can only be a good thing. Now that I think about it, the merits are endless. So what do you think? You'll invite us, won't you? Pretty please, with a cherry on top? Think of it as helping your daughter out.
Oh, Indy, you see, the thing is, you're not my problem anymore.
Huh? What does that mean?
It means no. Why should I let you use my wedding dinner to get you out of being divorced? Me and Donald aren't your own personal tools to be used and manipulated as you see fit. You're an adult now. You have a job. You're married. You're well past the age where I fix your problems for you. You got yourself into this mess, so how about you get yourself out of it? You can't go relying on your mommy forever.
No, wait, please. Why not?
What do you mean, why not? Because you reap what you sow, Indy. Liars always get found out. I mean, seriously, what did you expect to happen when you told your husband and his family you were an orphan? This was inevitable. And isn't it just a tad selfish of you to expect me to come crawling back to you the moment it suits you? After you cut me out of your life to present some phony, made-up image of yourself to your new family. I'd be embarrassed to introduce a daughter as shallow as you to my Donald.
Oh my god, if you don't invite us, he might divorce me. All you have to do is let us show our faces for a few minutes. We'll leave after you meet him and his parents, I swear. Didn't you say you wish for nothing but happiness for me?
It's true, I certainly did say that, and it's still true. But it's ultimately just that, a wish. I never once said I'd have anything to do with you again. Happiness is something you have to obtain on your own.
Oh my god, come on, I'm begging you here. Do you have any idea how much trouble I'll be in if he divorces me? How hard I worked to get to where I am today? I finally managed to marry into money after all these years. This can't be how it ends. It can't! Mom, please, I'm begging you.
Who are you again? I'm terribly sorry, but I forgot.
What are you talking about, Mom? We were talking normally until just now. Mom!
Mom? Oh, that's strange. I don't have a daughter.
Indy messaged me non-stop after that, but I completely ignored her. She showed no sign of giving up, so I had no choice but to block her in the end. I sold the house to move in with Donald, and with that, the cutting of ties was complete. After that, I got a message from Indy's husband. It said, "Please forgive me and my family for our rudeness. We would have contacted you immediately had we known about you." I thought it was a nice apology. Indy's relationship fell apart over the whole lying about being an orphan thing. Eventually, just as she feared, her husband divorced her. He kicked her out in the streets, and she had no choice but to move into the cheap old apartment she stayed back in college. Her standard of living was suddenly in the gutter, and with her life crashing and burning before her eyes, she was forced into long hours of overtime to keep up with the rent and student loan repayments. I also apologized to her ex-husband for the stress and inconvenience my daughter had caused him and his family. Since then, I haven't had contact with Indy, or anyone involved with later. A year later, me and Donald tied the knot. He and his kids are just darlings who are so very kind to me. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, and I'm filled with optimism for the future.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.